Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, but as long as it's not work-related.
Jay! How's it going?
Bro, I could not be better.
Well, me too. I want to welcome everyone to the Work-Related Podcast.
I am happy to be here, related by work on all the things. Not there, just, the voyeur is still there.
Yeah.
Didn't even post the Indian playing guitar.
And John Tavares is now staying in Toronto with a 4-year contract.
So he's like the opposite of Mazai.
4-year contract? Oh, I was going to say $4 million a year, but...
He would take a discount to stay home. I like that deal.
Yeah.
That's a hometown guy.
$4 million a year?
That's a hometown guy taking a bit of discount. He had one of his better years than last year.
That's a bit of a discount? $4 million?
Well, because he's on the he's on my side of the things. He's on the back end of his career.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he's been
I
around
feel
for
like
a while.
He just started.
He was a big free agent pickup when he came here.
Yeah, I remember
Like, it's
that.
one of these things we talk about. It's like in basketball, you have to it's hard to get a free agent to come here, right?
It's crazy to see veteran forward.
Why?
Because I think like Sidney Crosby's a veteran. He's after that.
Tavares?
Yes.
Tavares is older than Crosby.
Older, but is he a veteran? Was he in the league before
Yeah,
Sidney?
I'm sure of it.
There's no way.
You Google it now. Obviously, I would think it's hard for me to think of City as a veteran. Like,
Yeah.
because he's still like how long do you keep the
He's
Sid the kid?
34 years old.
And Crosby is what?
That's a good question.
Right? I think Crosby, yeah, that's close. Fuck. They're closer than I thought. I thought Tavares would have been like 4 or 5 years older than Crosby, to be honest with you. But we stole Tavares from like the New
Sidney
York Islanders.
Crosby's 37.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
What
So you're
the
right. Yeah,
hell?
I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah, so Tavares is after him. How's he? Well, I mean, they're both veterans. $4 million though. That
Tavares
seems
has been a
low.
captain for 2 teams.
Yeah,
And so, but Sid's been on the same team. Like, how do you trade Sidney from Pittsburgh?
You
Especially at
can't.
this point. You think it happens like that? Like Ovechkin, like, is obviously never going to leave Washington.
yeah.
Like, they're the opposite of Durant.
Do you pick up Ovechkin if he goes in free agency right now? Like
Of
after
course.
this season, do
Of
you
course.
pick him up?
You
Yeah.
take him for the playoffs only.
100%.
If Florida teaches you anything, like, or not even that before with Vegas, they fucking and Tampa, they cheat the salary cap by keeping these guys on their long-term injury.
Yeah.
And then they can make it to the playoffs, and their salary cap, it doesn't kind of count.
Which they closed that loophole now.
I bet you, for now, I bet you other
They
teams can
closed it
fucking
for the
figure it
next
out.
CBA apparently.
But what I was trying to say is, like, it's the with Ujiri leaving the Raptors. I feel that he was a reason why people might come here.
Yeah.
Like you think now there's no
100%.
chance to get Giannis. Like, if we were going to get Giannis, it would have been because of the relationship that Ujiri had with him.
Yep.
And I don't think that. I think whatever window Giannis is, it would be nice to have him here, like to help Scotty and be a team or whatever. But on paper, they're still far beyond the better teams in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a deal breaker now.
I hear that, but Giannis has said multiple times that he's not joining other superstar players to go win a ring. He said he wants to do it on his own, which is why he stayed in Milwaukee.
So then he'll know.
obviously.
Then he won't go anywhere.
Yeah,
I agree
think
with you.
I
yeah.
think he's staying in Milwaukee.
Yeah, if you want to hang on those comments, then that makes him less likely to move somewhere else, because you're not going to go to a team that doesn't have a chance right now.
So you don't think if he comes to Toronto, they have a chance?
I do. Again, just listening to like pundits about it, like, it's because the East is a weak conference.
Yeah.
And it's because of how, and I think it's just all reputation. Like, again, Denver's good, but they're older. They're less determined than they were before. Like, the Lakers could come and go. Like, Dallas seems like they're obviously on an uprise or whatever. But you could say the same thing about the Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And now Boston, all of a sudden, just a wash. And they're trading their good guys. But they're not going to be as bad as I think you might want to think they are. Because,
no way.
Because Jaylen Brown is a fucking stud.
Jaylen Brown, Jason
I think,
Tatum.
yeah, but Tatum's not going to be there this year, so they're thinking it's almost a washed year.
You don't think Tatum's going to be there?
He's got that Achilles tear that fucking happened to Halliburton. Like, he's on paper, he's out for the year.
Yeah, I think he'll be back by
So,
All-Star
but I
again.
think
I think he'll be back by All-Star.
it's not worth it to them.
No.
He might come back for the playoffs, or
yeah,
like a month
yeah.
before the playoffs. But that's what I'm
And
saying.
then what is he going to be?
That's the fucking Tampa Bay Lightning of it. Like they stash these fucking superstars on their long term injury list. Like, legit, like,
Yeah,
but
for
now it's
sure.
just like now they can sign other players. Like that loophole you say they closed, but
Well, it will be as of next year.
so getting back to what you just told me about, like Tavares is like he was a great captain. He's a great leader. He's a great. He almost has everything
Is
you
he
want in the hockey
not
player.
the captain of the Leafs anymore?
So, no.
Yeah, they took it off.
They took it
right?
off and gave it to fucking Matthews.
Matthews, yeah.
So what do you think of that move? Like
I think that's what you do.
yes, like it's not a
100%.
do. So the like
Is he
if you're
still a-
Vishnu,
Does he still have an A?
if if
so-
you're Vishnu, you think you just lost credibility,
Yeah.
right? Like you can look at it as a hit to your reputation, but if you avoid that thought, then it's just like I'm still a leader.
Yeah.
Like my voice still carries weight. Without the pressure of being the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, I might actually free myself to become the player I was before.
Yep.
Might not try to do too much. Like now, Austin Matthews might try too much to do, like try to be too much. Like if Scotty Barnes is the guy, you know what I mean? Like you get rid of Pascal and you get rid of all that. It might be too much pressure for a guy like Scotty Barnes.
It was
He might
too
not-
much pressure for Pascal.
Yes. What do you mean?
I'm talking about the Pacers.
Are you laughing at Pascal losing?
Because I think that once Halliburton went down, Siakam just proves that he's not a number one.
Yeah. Like, why did Pascal win the fucking Eastern Conference Finals MVP?
Just because he had a good game.
No, he had a good series. They
games.
don't give it. They would love
sure.
to give it to Halliburton.
For sure, but
They would have given it
he
to
couldn't
Halliburton if
take
they
them all
could
the
have.
way. Couldn't take them
No,
all the
no,
way.
we're obviously talking about the second place fucking MVP part. I hear you, but if they would have won the thing, like the stats up into Game 7, Pascal was killing the Halliburton's timing.
Yes,
like it is
yeah.
better. And he, you know what I mean? Like his fucking his chaos that he brings, you know what I mean? His whole style, his herky jerky, his late game heroics.
Yep.
Yeah. We know, like when Pascal is asked to be the man, he never
It's
steps
not
up to
happening.
it.
And when there's no other distractions to cover, like Halliburton, and they're like, okay, so who do we cover now? Pascal is not going to do it on his own. When you're the focus of a team's defense, you're screwed. Pascal. He's not Kobe. He's not LeBron. He's not Jordan, where it doesn't matter what you do. He's Pascal. Like, you need
So
space.
the only one player in that series was that, and it was
And that's
fucking
SGA.
Shea. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why they're fucking generational players.
Yeah.
That's why they get all the fucking hype. Every other person fucking shrunk in the fucking hype. Chet Holmgren shrunk a bit. Jalen Williams shrunk a bit.
Yeah.
Fucking like all the other people shrunk. Pascal hardly shrunk.
He's the same
Pascal is
player.
better than, like, you're right. He's not that person, but he's not a dud.
No, absolutely
He's not. He helped run that offense when he could.
Definitely
and
a second
OKC
option.
was a stellar D. There could be compared to Bulls D.
Well, it's surprising that Pacers made it that far.
That's what. And so
Yeah.
and that you like, and he was the main cog of it. He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
more of a fucking the MVP of that team than Halliburton.
He was the main cog of Toronto winning the finals. Not the
Yeah.
number one.
No, but like
he
you,
was definitely
yes,
part of it.
There was a
for
game
sure.
that whatever. One of the games in the finals, he was the best player on the fucking
Yep.
court.
And that's what makes you a good player. When
Yeah.
your other players are struggling, who's gonna come up?
I think he's easy to. Yeah, you're right. And so with Tavares, it's like now he's asked to be more of the Pascal Siakam role that we think Pascal should be in. He's the
Yep.
second banana in a way, or you know what I mean? Like not. I don't know. Like that's the pressure of being everything.
Yeah.
Like the face of the franchise. Like that's what we. Halliburton loves to be the face of the franchise.
Yep.
Look at his fucking dad. Look at where he comes from.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Pascal comes from way more humble fucking, you know what I mean? Like beginnings. And so
Absolutely.
he's never going to be that. But when I was reading more about the Pacers, like in the run up to the finals and all that, like Pascal's got a palatial home in Orlando now.
Yep.
Like he's had that for a few years. The first year that he after he got traded and the next year or this year started or whatever, he had the whole team over. He has a NBA fucking facilities on his property,
Mm-hmm.
and he's put everybody up in hotels around his house, and he had them fucking 2 days thing because he can afford to do it. But also he has way more than most of the guys on the team. Right? He's got veteran contracts.
He wants to win.
He's got a fucking NBA ring. And so he's he's more of a vocal leader than I think we want to give him credit for.
Oh, for sure. I think
But he's not also, he doesn't care to be the face.
Yeah.
He does these things that the captain would do.
To be honest, I don't
And
think
let
he
Halliburton take the
could
credit.
be a face. I don't think he could
No,
be
you're
the
right.
face.
I don't, but he's not asking to be.
And I like
we
Pascal.
credit, I know, but we're knocking him down for not being a Kawhi Leonard.
I'm not knocking him down. I'm just saying that's what he is.
What has Kawhi done since?
Nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely
So he has to
nothing.
be at the right place at the right time, too.
For sure.
Oh, you
But
got to be on the Spurs?
Kawhi doesn't
Whoa,
have...
fucking great.
He doesn't have one ring.
No, I
And-
don't even want. Kawhi's
and
my
Kawhi
fucking hero.
will likely be be in the Hall of Fame.
Of course. Pascal
But
will
Pascal...
too.
No, I don't think so.
I don't not think
I don't think he will be in the Hall of
they
Fame.
give it to a lot more. His career stats are so high compared
He
to a lot of
doesn't
other
have
people.
enough All-Stars. He doesn't have
He's
enough...
had 2 All NBAs.
That's it.
No, he's had All Stars and 2 All NBA teams are huge.
That's it,
Those
though.
are yeah, I get it. Those
Is-
are enough.
That's it. And how long has he been in the league?
I don't.
That's not.
I
That's
think
not.
you're crazy. I would bet you right now.
I don't think Pascal's being in the Hall. There's no way he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. There's no way. When you look at the Hall of Fame people who are like 10-time All-Stars and like 8-time All NBAs, you're just because you did 2. And
Yeah.
I don't think he's getting any more. Honestly, after this season, I don't think he's getting any more.
That's fair. That's fine. I don't think he needs to. I think if he just continues on the pace that he's on now and
He won't be
finishes
Hall
out
of
a career
Fame.
right now,
If he does, he won't be
Not
Hall of
everybody's
Fame.
Bill Russell. Not everybody's
Absolutely.
Kobe. Like you can pull,
Absolutely.
but they're not. If Tracy McGrady is a Hall of Famer, then fucking Pascal Siakam is a Hall of Famer.
No, Tracy McGrady was
What?
10 times better than Pascal.
Tracy
10
McGrady was a
times.
failed superstar to me.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, I am.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Tracy McGrady was being compared. If it wasn't for injuries, he would have been
If that and the other.
exactly.
I don't
he
know.
was during
So,
the league.
show me the stats.
Okay, during the league, he was being compared to Kobe.
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam's not being compared
Because-
to LeBron. He's not
No,
being
of course
compared to
not.
Ja.
He gets
He's
zero.
not being compared to SGA. He's not being compared to Tatum.
Take
He's
Ja.
not being compared to none of these guys.
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam is a second string player.
Yeah.
Not a first string like Tracy McGrady was.
I hear you, but none of it panned out to anything. Tracy McGrady's got the hype behind him. He
No,
was right out of high school,
no, he proved
and
it.
everybody fucking loves him.
He proved it.
He has the fucking voice, the face, and the you know what I mean, the voice.
He has scoring titles. Like he has been number 1 in the league
Okay.
for a bunch of stuff.
That's fine.
Pascal will never get a scoring title. Never.
Okay, so I will back off because I didn't realize Tracy McGrady might have had a scoring title.
Yeah, he has a scoring title. I
Okay.
think he has 2.
Tracy McGrady did not impress me as a casual fan.
Come on.
Like it might have
Jay.
been the way he left. Like he's
The
a
way he
greedy
left was
fuck.
annoying.
Like I wish they
Very
stayed.
annoying.
You know what I mean? Like it's easier to like Vince Carter than Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, in that sense, yeah.
So
I
is
don't
Tracy
think
McGrady
that
better than Vince Carter then?
Better?
Yeah.
No,
You're
they're
telling me
two
like
different-
Vince Carter never won those scoring titles?
They were 2 different type of players.
That's so Pascal can't be one of those?
Tracy McGrady was a Kevin Durant before Kevin Durant, and Vince Carter is a Jordan after Jordan.
Then I'm the capital C casual fan because I did not see as a you know what I mean? And again, to be completely honest, I wasn't as involved in fucking caring when Tracy McGrady was on Orlando or in Houston or
Houston
wherever
was
the fuck
his
he
best
went.
years.
Yeah, I hear that, but they're lost on this casual fan. They're an
Yeah.
also ran.
Yeah.
He's an also ran superstar.
Okay.
Right? Same fucking
yeah.
thing. Like I that's what I'm saying. Like he wanted to be the face.
100%.
Right? Like he went to Orlando to be the face.
Yeah.
And I find it a failed, like, you know what I mean? Like you didn't get it done. You're
Yeah.
telling me, like, you can see it there. I like Pascal because he's just like, I liked him better in this conversation because he is more of a consistent supplier, you know what I mean, of what he asked to do.
100%.
But he's not the face.
100%.
He's not going to give you what
He's
you're
the
asking for
player
right
a
now.
coach wants on the team.
But I also think he makes his team better as well.
He does.
And
He's what you want on the team.
So why? Okay, then I don't know. Then I'm an idiot. Like again, you're not. But it was harder for me to vote for. Like I said it earlier in the podcast a couple weeks ago. Why do I want Pascal to win more than Shea? Shea's from right down the street. Shea's on the parade with a Canadian flag.
You know,
There's so much more I can love about it.
yeah.
But it just looks like it just comes so easy for him.
You know what's funny? I was like, why do I want Shea to win more than Pascal?
Yeah.
When the playoffs were going on, and I was like, and even Alvin was like, nah, man, like, you know, we want Pacers to win in that Ujwal. He's like the chubby short guy with the turban. He's like, he wanted Pacers. I'm like, am I the only one who wants SGA to win this game? Like, what am I talking? But yeah.
So it's so unfair to kind of stay on the same brand. It's so unfair to compare Shea to Michael Jordan. Like, how come I don't even hear the Kobe comparisons? But it's always like compared to Michael, like the 30 points a game.
Yeah.
Like they don't even go to Kawhi, right? Because he's the last one I can think of as a 30-point game.
Yeah, but
And again, why don't I have the love for Tatum, who is all of this as well?
yeah,
you know what I
Tatum's
mean? Like
very good,
he
very,
just
very
yeah,
good.
and because he's not on my team, his cockiness is annoying.
And we fuck Boston.
yeah, fuck Boston,
Fuck Boston. In the NHL, in the NBA,
In
fuck
fucking
Boston,
baseball.
in baseball, fuck Boston.
So this is actually retarded. This is totally different. I watched
That's
this
crazy.
Somebody Feed Phil show, right? That's a real casual fucking travel food show, and he was in Boston, and it was fuck Boston, and he's showing. And then if you again, America's got a lot of problems there, America, but you know what I mean, like the American dream, like watching, like seeing all the historical places there. You know what I mean, like the Boston Tea Party thing and the revolution starting there, and
Yep.
and it's annoying that they think they're so important, but it's kind of important. You know what I mean, like the American Revolution and the whole fucking. It's like it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to the world,
Yep.
right? And so.
Yep.
It's like, fuck, I don't want to give him credit for that. Like, I left the show not hating Boston as much as I did. It's gone now. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about fucking the team or whatever. Just like, this is kind of annoying. What if the Leafs get fucking Brad Marchand? Like, somebody you've hated for but the best thing about it is when he plays for Canada, then I go Brad.
Yeah, but
And this is where my confusion about Shea came in. Like
Yeah.
fucking like it was like I remember Steve Nash and it was fine. I didn't care about basketball that much, and it was like, but this is right here, right now. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like this is just like, undeniable. I mean, you
I
could.
think part of it's not understanding why you wouldn't want to play at home.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Why I just don't understand why a lot of these Toronto or Canadian players don't want to, like, they don't make their way to play for Toronto.
Hockey or basketball?
Any sport,
Well, that's the Tavares of it, is that he wanted to come
which
here.
is why I loved it.
Yeah, that's what, and me too. And there's contract saying that this is what
But why Sydney never played here?
Well, because he's like the Giannis, he's going to stay in his team. Pittsburgh didn't win because he joined a
that's
super
fair.
team.
That's
And
all fair.
he's a Pittsburgh son now.
But SGA changed teams. It wasn't his choice. He got traded. Murray changed teams. It wasn't his choice. He got traded.
Yeah.
Why haven't these guys gone into free agency and said, you know what? Fuck that. I want to play for Toronto.
Yeah. I think it's coming. I think we had a long time ago, we've had conversations about it. I can't wait for
Wiggins.
that to happen. Like when Toronto gets their fucking, like it's nice to, I love the last year's team, was the year before, we had so many Canadians.
Yeah.
Right? Like even just having Barrett. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you can
I
say what you
love
want.
that.
I love that too.
I love that.
He plays so hard.
And he plays way better here.
But you know what though? He's not. He gets no fucking graft for anybody. You know what I mean? Like nobody
No.
gives him props for doing
No,
that.
They gave him props before, but now when he came
Nah,
here,
he gets slagged.
well, he
as-
was number one.
I hear. Okay, so why? So Zion Williamson is fucking
Trash.
so disappointing.
Trash.
Like wasted potential.
Yeah.
Like this. You know what I mean? That's what. But
But why is that? That's discipline. That's
yeah,
completely
you know that's
different.
the person. That's
Yeah.
the individual. But Barrett is so much better than Williamson.
Oh yeah.
But he still gets thrown in the trash. Oh yeah, Barrett. Who gives a fuck? The Knicks are happy to get rid of fucking Barrett. No, it's more annoying. Again, whatever. Is watching OG thrive on the Knicks.
Oh, I know.
Because but it's not like
I
we never
know.
appreciated it.
We loved him.
We love him. We miss him.
We were pissed when we left.
Class act. You know what I mean? Nothing fucking true. But just like now, you guys are paying attention to him.
Which is why but you know how sports media is. Nobody cares about Toronto.
That's so. And I think Pascal suffers from that still.
Yeah.
I think that suffers from that
Indiana,
still.
You went to Indiana.
Yeah,
buddy.
and that's might as well be Toronto
Yeah.
to half the fucking
Yeah,
like
honestly.
fans of the leagues.
Yeah.
That's what's so annoying about the Lakers of everything. And,
Indiana. You mean Ray? What's his fucking name? Not Ray Allen.
oh yeah, Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller?
Yeah.
No, that was like 20 years
Yeah.
ago. What are you talking about? Oh, then who cares?
Those are still crazy highlights.
Oh,
when
I
you
know.
see him
Reggie
fucking with
Miller's
that whole
nuts.
choking against the Knicks thing like that.
Yeah.
That's the like 8 seconds of brilliance.
With his he had fucked up ankles like half his career. Isn't that crazy?
So it's the thing that the narrative runs the show.
Yeah.
It's not the actual product. It's what
Yeah.
the story can that I'm going to tell.
Just like politics.
But politics is okay. So politics is way worse because politics gets involved. I think way back in the day when they had separated church and state, because it was like church had so much influence on what was going to happen in government.
Yep.
Right. Like and then the whole bringing back Boston again. Just like freedom of religion, but is it? You know what I mean? Like, could you be a Muslim in fucking 1776?
Yeah,
you know, like
exactly.
whatever, like a Buddha, like whatever. You know,
Well,
like
not over here.
what's that?
You couldn't be a Muslim over here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but they're writing down all men are freedom while they're having somebody else, you know what I mean, make their food. And, you know, like we can't, you know, it's a long, fucking complicated story.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, so it's just the idea, which is perfect. The execution is human. It's far from perfect. And so, so the same thing with church and state. That's fine. We kind of get that, but it still hasn't gone out. We see the fucking, like, the countries around the world that are like fucking, you see America is run by Christian fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
a Christian country still. And that dictates whatever fucking happens. Like, these states now bringing in their 10 commandments, they have to be said. I grew up in a fucking place where we said the Lord's Prayer every
Yeah.
fucking morning.
Yeah.
My family, it wasn't a problem. It was just a thing. But I could see it being a problem for somebody else. I could bring it up as a problem right now with my views too, but it didn't matter that much. It wasn't like it didn't affect me as much. So now I find instead of church and state, it's corporations and state. It's like the power that these fucking companies have over dictating what laws are going to be in effect. Or even like say they're going to war. Is that so Lockheed Martin can make more Buster bombs? This is like, you know what? We've had these bombs for fucking ever. We want to go bomb the fucking nuclear sites of Iran.
Well, you know what's funny? I was thinking about that, and like that's the narrative that's been pushed for a while. Like
War for profit?
war for profit, which obviously it brings more profit. But when they were talking about, did you watch the press conference from the Pentagon about?
I've been trying to keep up. I'm going to try to keep my end of the bargain, but no, I have not seen a press conference.
Okay, so they did the press conference from the Pentagon talking about what was the hammer? What's it called?
Oh, the Operation
Midnight
Hammer?
Midnight
Yeah.
Hammer, some shit.
Yeah.
They were talking about the Midnight Hammer thing and whatever, and I'm like, okay. And so he's saying how they've had dedicated B-2 bomber pilots training for this mission specifically for these nuclear things for like 2 years.
Doesn't that make you want to do it?
Exactly. And then so I'm like, they've been dropping pretend bombs or real
Yeah, I get
bombs
it.
for
Training
2 years.
missions, yeah.
So they're already spending the money for the bombs. So it's all ready for profit. Are they really going to go to war for 2 more bombs, 6 more bombs, 12 more bombs? No, they're already doing it. The U.S. military isn't only as strong as they are because they put so much money into equipment and stuff. It's because they're training for these things on a regular basis. They have plans for North Korea. They're practicing plans for Russia. So war for profit is obviously way bigger because you're doing so much more than practice, but they're still making, Lockheed is still making the money.
Sorry, the practice is part of the war for profit.
100%.
No. Like, I agree with you. And the problem is, if you're training for this to happen, and then you can get clips of it seems like senators or other people slipping when
Yeah.
they start talking about,
Yeah.
like eventually Iran is, you know what I mean? Like in our plans 7 years ago, and all of a sudden, like this regime change and all that. No, it's just a constant, like the continuation of it. Like, this just means it's going to go on more.
Yeah.
This just means now we have to practice for some other inevitable event that's going to happen in 10 years.
Yeah.
So now we have to double down.
Yeah.
It's not that we just use some of our stockpile. It's not the stockpile dwindling. It's the
Well, they just rebuy it.
no, but it's the like progression of the. It's just like, now what's next? Like you know what I mean. These were. I'm just throwing a number. I'm not saying what I didn't see that, but just to say these were 75% effective from our training missions. Like in our training missions, we knew we were about 50 to 75. We're never going to be 100. But so what can we fix? And there's only so much you can R&D you get from practice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For
No,
sure.
so now we did it. And so we come back and we go to Lockheed Martin and say, hey, we were 75%
better.
effective. Make it better. This
Yeah.
is where you failed.
True.
All right, let's go back in there. We need another $10 billion grant.
That's
And
it.
that's well, I'm just throwing a
They're
number.
like, yeah,
so
yeah,
this
sure.
is how you fucking affect change more. If you're just practicing and then you go for a budget, and so okay, so we're back to $100 billion for our budget. Well, it looks like here we didn't really need $100 billion. Just like fucking, okay, I'll show you that we need $100 billion, and then we fucking
Yeah.
send it off.
Yeah.
In the Iraq war part of it, this is like who got to rebuild. You know what I mean? Iraq. This
Yeah,
is like fucking
yeah.
like the same people bombing
way more
get to
worth
rebuild
it.
but they're still there. It's not they're going to go rebuild
Yeah.
Iran.
No, they rebuild the government. That's what
Like
they do.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
that's what they do.
It's the foolish. Yeah. Well, that's. But where the profit is actually like won and lost, I can't tell you. I just think it's
I
a
don't think-
racket.
I really don't think I do think war for profit is part of things, but I don't think that's the main goal for them to do stuff. I think it's a bigger threat if true, because I've heard about Iran threatening Western civilization forever since I was born.
I understand.
So the fact that because people have said, well, there's no reason to, but why are they bombing Iran when they're not even the threat? I'm like, I've been hearing about this shit for even I have.
Before you were born,
Exactly,
they were
it's been
talking
going on.
If you kill an American citizen anywhere in the world, you're going to get 70 virgins.
So to me, bombing them is like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Obviously, is what you do.
Yeah.
Them having nuclear weapons is not a good idea.
I agree with. I grew up in a world where that's agreed, and I'm still there. I find that a just cause.
So that's why, in that aspect, I say it's not really for profit. But when you look back at Iraq, I mean, can you argue?
Yeah. So this is where this becomes more complicated because we talked about it. It's just like why we talked about that. Why is U.S. prop up Israel at all?
Money.
Like why, you know what I mean? Like
Money.
you called me out on it by calling fucking Israel like a small, like helping out a weak nation. It's like, yeah, that's not how it's looking. And it's like, you're right. And I agreed with you then, I agree with you now.
Yeah.
It's like, but why are they the ones, you know what I mean? Like helping out this situation. And I'm not just tying it all into religion. I'm trying to get this geopolitical fucking things. Like I don't,
Yeah.
it's scary as fuck. Like, because I don't live in the consequences of whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even complain about gas prices, you know what I mean, go up. Like, as an oil-rich country, I just find that whenever it goes up, like, that's probably better for our country.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean? Like, if OPEC is doing whatever they do, then our dirty fucking oil becomes whatever it is. And then, you know, whatever. So I just I can't concentrate. I'd rather talk more about stupid basketball statistics because it's all pointless. Like
Yeah.
I can't change it, and I understand the stupid basketball conversation. I'd rather argue with you about fucking Tracy McGrady and be
Then
like,
Israel?
yeah, because that's people die.
Yeah.
Like nobody died in fucking the Tracy McGrady
Yeah.
conversation. Tracy McGrady needs to have commercials with Grady Dick. You know, we welcomed him back. You know, it's forgotten, right? It's all fucking totally forgotten, and it should be. And I don't want to hang on that, but. This whole conflict of fucking death to the West, like fuck you know what I mean? You're right. Why have we been bombing them every day since? It's just like I can't get out of my head pictures of Iran in 72,
Yeah.
69.
Yeah.
Like fucking, you know what I mean? Like I don't, not even like just universities open up to the world. Like fucking everything that Iran offered to fucking society just to be shut down in the revolution. Of fucking, you know what I mean? Like I'm not. It's just,
But is
I don't even
that-
know it as an Islamic revolution.
Yeah, they had their own thing going. But you know, that shit happens.
So now they're at a crossroads where if they see we see the hypocrisy of gated communities and fucking, you know what I mean? Like the have and have-nots, like especially when you go to America. But you know what I mean? Like the differences of them doing what or not doing what they say they want us to do or whatever, right? They've seen it. I've heard they might not believe in the Islamic revolution as much. Not Islam, not Muslim, but like the fact that they're not everybody. And again, just something is that their great leaders aren't as great as they pretended to be.
Well,
What's
it's all
Khamenei?
propaganda, man.
I get it, but it doesn't last forever. And I think so. When I've read it, when I've like been talking about it, it's like. If they want to change the government in Iran, like, you know what I mean? Like, do regime changes, do all that.
Now's the time?
It's ripe for that to happen. And depending on what you want to believe, the citizens might be ready for something like that. They might not want to be in this constant state of fucking war against the world. They might not want their idealism, their ideals to run their lives.
But it's like Russia, it's like North Korea. Like, how much outside do you know? You don't know
I
that
get it.
much. Like, as a citizen in Iran, you don't really know what's going on. I was watching this thing where they were saying like all three countries claimed a victory from this bombing,
Yeah.
from this war, 12-day war. All three countries claimed victory. Iran said, look, They bombed our nuclear sites, and look, we shot back at the largest military base in U.S. military base in the Middle East. They shot like 6 rockets, 6 missiles, whatever. The citizens are like, yeah, well, some of them, obviously not all of them, because you're right. I also heard that they're not the supreme leader, the Ayatollah, is not really favorable right now, and Israel, what's his name?
Oh,
whatever his name is. His thing was fragile as well, and now he's also claiming victory. Yeah, look what we did. Look at, and Donald Trump definitely needed this recently because a lot of his negotiations of peace has failed.
Yeah.
So everybody's claiming a win, and that means when you're listening to your local media, well, your national media, they're not telling you everything on the outside.
No.
I guarantee you a lot of these people in Iran don't have no idea the amount of damage, if there was as much damage as they claim, that was done to their nuclear thing.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you at all. Like, if we think we have to like really dig in to find information, like in our free society.
Oh, those guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Right.
Right. The thing, and I expect I can see everything that you said, like happening, and people believing whatever propaganda. That's why we can look at MAGA diehards, and just like, can you just say something bad about this guy?
Yeah,
like
honestly,
just because he, like I get it, but you know what I mean, like I don't understand your fucking allegiance.
Yeah,
and like I said, without being a religious person, your allegiance to the fucking supreme leader is annoying to me.
Absolutely.
Like that new guy, whatever the Israel guy, it's so much easier for me to hate than the fucking Ayatollah. Because I kind of get why you want, but the other guy is like, you're such a fucking warmonger. Like you don't love any, like whatever. Like it's hard. Like I don't know anything less than him than I do Tracy McGrady. So I'll leave that alone. The thing though that I'm kind of half knowing about is the attack that happened in Iran could not have happened without high level people in a lot of security areas.
Are you talking about
the drone attack? Like
from
Israel to Iran. The people in Iran that must have been complicit for the Israeli drone attack to happen. Or
I can't remember which one this is.
I don't know either.
Are you talking about the one where they killed a bunch of? I can't remember. So much death.
Yeah, all I'm saying for.
But I think I know what you're talking
lump
about.
it for Israel to be as successful as they were in a number of attacks that they've done.
Yeah,
like shit had to be. It wasn't under the nose of every single security person in Iran. They must also not like what's going on to want to have change happen.
Yes, I agree.
Like it's not just regular citizens, or it could be.
I
there's like a resistance.
Agree. Like you had top people get killed in hiding places.
Yeah, somebody knew about that.
Granted, they say that the Mossad is like one of the highest. Like
their intelligence.
Their intelligence is extremely capable. Out of like look at the shit they pull off, right? But I do it because I had the same thought. I remember thinking like, how do you have this many high level like I don't know where freaking Carney is right now.
No.
Like how many high level people must have known for you to kill 11 or whatever, and then kill scientists, nuclear scientists.
So I don't think it's just it's part of that.
No, you're right.
No, and so for that to be at that level,
people must not like what's
dissidence
going on.
But so. This revolution or this regime change it could happen. The thing where the North Korea thing,
I think you do it now.
Yeah, but see the North Korea. So I think the balance it's either going to happen from the people or it becomes a military coup, and then the military coup. It's like in the States they always say, oh, like to get like an American military coup is like you have to have the American military turn on its own citizens,
Good luck.
And it seems harder than normal.
Yeah.
So now we have to say the same thing about Iran. I doubt it would happen there.
Yeah, but
that was where the rubber meets the road.
But if you well, this is what the CIA does. They regime they've done it several times.
They push the narrative.
Yeah, they go into there. They do whatever they're doing. You do it now.
There has to be some. I agree with you, and that's where I think it's going on. I don't think it's just.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see in the next couple of weeks like he gets arrested or hung or assassinated,
or like fucking Gaddafi. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like
Gaddafi, Saddam. Like look.
Yeah, they're citizens, and it's so easy. Yeah, you're right. No, I hear you, but I'm not trying to be idyllic about it. Like I'm not trying to be as ideal as possible about it. I'm trying to say is like I don't know where the truth is in this problem. Is that just being sold to me as to accept this whole thing going on? Like I'm trying to just fucking be a good conversationalist and just like have an opinion that's not just oh my God, really? They had an attack? Like figure out what it is. And then I find like all these kind of things. It's just like, it's not, this is where I find the rubber, like I said, meeting the road, just like who really is dissatisfied with what's going on. If the military still believes in the fucking supreme leader and they still think that it's their job to be death to America and fucking all this, then you're not going to win.
Yeah.
You can only be able to infiltrate that for so long.
Exactly.
And then they'll
opportunity.
Yeah. But if you have just been fucking subjected, and again, forgive my Western ignorance of it or whatever you want to say. You've just been subjected since 1980 to live under this like oppressive fucking regime. It's just like fucking how long does that go for? It's like fucking 45 years now.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think all the pressures make the difference to create the opportunity. You know the show you watched it. I'm pretty sure you watched Homeland.
Yeah, I know of it. I didn't like it, but I know of it.
So you didn't finish it?
No.
It's literally what like. There's like a season or two is where they're changing regimes in I think it was Iraq.
Oh, and isn't one of the narratives like a homegrown terrorist?
Yeah, like that's literally that. Well, the first narrative was homegrown terrorists in the United States, and they showed how that couldn't work, which is what you said because it was so hard because we're so patriotic in the West, right? And then over there, then they had 2 seasons where they toppled a regime, and they basically the CIA is getting assets, and they're pushing narratives, and they're corrupting people and making people and politicians push things, and it ends up toppling the government. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like what they do.
That's why I probably didn't like it because it's too close to real life. Maybe.
Right? Like it seemed very like, it made me think like this shit just goes on and we have no idea that like they have a base they have a CIA base, and their whole sole job is to make this government, this political party fail.
Yeah. I'm so ignorant to whatever that.
It's crazy.
I can get the concept.
It makes me think like this shit must be going on. Like, where's all this CIA money funding go to?
No, but I'm so but we don't have to pretend we don't know. Like that's. If you care to think about or research any of the things that's been going on for like regime change, banana republics.
Yeah, but
like
people think it's conspiracies compared to I think it's a likelihood.
This is one of the things I thought about, like with Trump abandoning his allies, like longstanding allies since World War II. Like, you'll never get it back. Like once, you know what I mean? Like it's the England Empire dying. It's the Roman Empire dying. Like your influence is no longer like needed. But now this is challenging that thought for me because no, this is all going on. Like I don't know if it's just propping up old ideals. Like I don't know what, like other than war shouldn't be going on at all. Like just fucking just not being involved in world politics was one of the reasons why he got fucking elected. Like not to be sending your kids to war. I see Nate saying that to me for a justification of who Trump is.
I think and it's
Nate, the same thing going on.
I think Nate saying that shows that he's ignorant because you don't have 200 bases across the world to not be influential in world politics. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't want them to. I think I'm safer. With them running the world.
I agree.
I don't want them to kill
but don't be ignorant to the fact that they're not sending your people to war. Don't be ignorant to the fact that like they say, Trump last term they say, Trump wants to bring our people home. There's like in that base that was just attacked by Iran, there's like 4,000 soldiers there. That's one base out of 200. Don't tell me that you're not sending your kids to war. That's ridiculous.
So also, I'm going to remind you, so now we've been having a half-hour conversation with something. It's all a distraction. You know what I mean? Like
Definitely.
we haven't even been able to talk about that part right now.
Definitely.
Right? Like it's not even fucking close.
Who knows what they're really doing? What are they
That's-
doing in Russia?
Whatever. What are they doing at home? What are they doing by taking judges off the Supreme Court?
Oh, for
What are they-
sure.
You don't watch TV, so one of the fucking most interesting things, have you paid attention to the New York City mayor fucking race?
No, I stopped after what happened recently.
Well, it's over now, but we
No,
watched.
something happened before, and I was like, "Oh, I'm done."
We watch. So one of the channels we sometimes watch Jeopardy on, like Jeopardy's on, but we watch it
What's
on
a channel?
We watch it on an ABC from New York. If we watch it at 7:00, right? Don't worry.
The
kids,
you
kids
watch
out there, don't
TV
worry.
at a certain time.
Yeah, because we couldn't fucking, no matter what, we can never get Jeopardy on demand. So we'll end up sometimes watching it, and I've seen it before, but the American political ads are the most insane thing you've ever seen in your life.
Oh yeah.
And so this one is when this fucking Muslim guy, I don't know, can't even fucking pronounce his name, but when you're watching the ads, because they have to give equal time to everybody, you see one attack ad and then you see one ad from the guy. And the attack ads always show the guy in the same fucking, he's in his full religious garb. Like you think he's a fucking Oman from fucking Iraq. And then you see the other ad for his, progressive fucking things and everything going back for, I've even heard him talk. Like he trounced Como.
Yeah.
Like he fucking walked over him. He's a 31-year-old socialist progressive and all that stuff and all that. And you could just say, God damn, these kids, what do they want? You know what I mean? Like, how are they dissatisfied so much with the government? And I'm like, how do you not see that they want this radical change? And even Trump's tweet about them fucking electing this fucking person.
So he got elected.
Yes, by a landslide
Seriously?
over fucking Cuomo.
That's not going to be long. That's not going to last long.
Do you think AOC has been fucking getting voted out of fucking New York City?
Yes.
No matter what, because the other side is sick and tired. The reason why socialism in this article I'm reading about is because you're different, okay? You're a pull yourself up by your bootstraps type of person. There's a lot of disenfranchised people that we can look at and say like, oh, you're feeling sorry for yourself too much. Like you can affect the change, but there's way too many people that don't think that disagree with us, that think that no matter what they do, they're never going to affect the fucking change that they need to see. And they're not just looking for handouts, but we're not even getting into the fucking, like the AI taking the jobs of fucking people. We're not getting into all these other fucking problems that trying to do it the old way has caused a lot of these younger fucking voters. And these younger voters, younger than you, even if you can believe it, old man with your knees and your memory.
Oh, God.
It's just like they hate what they've seen growing up. You and I are kind of confused about it. And like I said, you're different than a lot of other people, but there is no more pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. You, as a 22-year-old, you could never think of buying a house. Booby, fucking great fucking job work, whatever, all the problems we can think of. It's like, can never imagine buying a house on his own.
Yeah, Booby just came to me. He's like, I read this article, like, because I was telling him how people don't want to buy houses. He's like, I read this article and you're right. Nobody wants to buy houses right now.
But they can't.
Yeah, because they can't.
Like, it's insane.
They don't want to be fucked up.
And so you're seeing, that's what I mean. So you're seeing that. Like I said, like it's a whole different way of thinking. You bring up, like, why would you even buy? Why didn't you rent? It's like, fuck, that's somebody's main thought that they're going to live with for the rest of their life. And I can't get out of my head that's not a good idea.
Well, remember, people before you were like, well, why aren't you farming your own food? Why are you going to the grocery store?
So this is why. So now you can look at this guy voted in fucking New York and say this is a vision of a future.
You said he's socialist?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
He's quite socialist.
Okay.
Right? And he wants like rent control, like a Donald Trump say, no, you're the landlord. You get to make as much money as you want.
Yeah.
But then you can also look at like these prices are insane.
Are you a socialist?
Yes, I'm a proud Canadian. I'm more democratic
You think
socialist.
Canadians are socialists?
We are hard. If you don't think we are, then you're
I know
insane.
we are. I know we are.
Are you socialist?
We're liberal. Am I? I walk the line.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're a little bit like you're more of an old soul when it comes to this. It was how you were raised. Your mom, you did not let you feel, how dare you feel sorry for yourself right now? Like, you know what I mean?
100%.
Like you never knew what you didn't come from. I look at where my parents come from and it's different. I'm not like there's no it's you got to excuse whatever privilege I have over other people.
You don't need to
but it's
explain.
not what I have now. I fucking look at England like the fucking dingiest, oldest, mustiest, tiniest little. Like,
I remember,
why?
I remember one of our early conversations. I said I want to go to England. And you're like, why?
Yeah, like why?
Why
I
would
say
you
I
wanna
want to go.
go
You would rather take me to Jamaica than I would want to go to fucking England.
Yeah.
You would want to show me, you know what I mean? Like that's why I say you have that history in Jamaica. You have, you know what I mean? Like I told you, what if they find cobalt under your fucking family's land? It's like, no, you're not touching that.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
but for our national security, but you're fucking, you know what I mean? Like whatever. So I don't. It's not the same. It's not the same. The fact that the fucking prices of housing and fucking everything, like I'm kind of insulated from it compared to a fucking young person. Like it's so easy to not have hope and fucking not care. And so I don't know. Like I don't know what this is what I say. When I see the ads, I fucking like I straddle the line too. Like I see this guy, god damn, this guy coming in. But I look at his opponent, like Cuomo, like what have you done for me?
Yep.
What are you going to do for me? And I see zero. If I put myself in the young person's position, it's like I want AOC there. I want a regime change from the same old, same old. It's you and I on our fucking armchairs here can say like good luck or like it's not going to happen or your ideas are too radical. Because what you want like fucking universal basic income? Like I get that's the biggest thing.
And
I don't know how it works, but I also get why the ideas floated about.
For sure, but does that only work in Western society? That doesn't work in the Middle East, does it? Those type of thoughts is
No, it doesn't because they're monarchies.
yeah. You
Like
supreme Ayatollah. Like, what the hell?
That's what I've always said about Trump. He thinks he's fucking the Mad King Joffrey.
Yeah.
And we have to refuse that. Like, again, the
But
people.
there's benefits to that. There are some benefits
Yeah, I
to
understand
what
why you
he's
like
doing.
that. The discipline that comes with it, the safe society. But you're not safe if you just have a different idea. If we were checked on what we say here, and without, you know what I mean, like coming back on it or whatever, if we were like fucking, like fuck Trudeau. And then it's like, really? You can't send that message out to people. People might hear that
doors get
message.
kicked out,
Knock on the
kicked in.
fucking door.
Yeah.
Right? Just like fucking, oh yeah, but somebody else who doesn't agree with us is yeah, thank God that voice was off the air. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, we're better off without those people talking about the crack store on fucking, you know what I mean? Or people fucking talking about disciplining the kids. That's got to be gone.
Yeah.
Like the kids are going to school. We'll discipline them.
Yeah.
Somebody likes that idea. And
For
like,
sure.
so, you know what I mean? So that's all of a sudden a safe society. Right? And so I look at the hypocrisy of like a Dubai, where their citizens can't have a drink, but the fucking luxury hotel, come on in, have a fucking drink.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's not for everybody, but but now they're the most successful city we can fucking think of. And so is that what your measure of success is? Like how happy the citizens are? Like I said, like I look at the Iran thing, I go, there's enough dissatisfied citizens and people high up to try to fucking affect this change. They maybe you can say they're infected by the Mossad or whatever, but I personally don't think it gets to that point without there actually being
For sure. I
boots
think
on the
you
ground
gotta get
people
to the edge before
not
they
happy.
push you.
And then we're here in the West. I think I feel a bit foolish when I get manipulated by something like that.
Yeah.
Like I watched a documentary on that had the Rob Ford thing. And I was thinking, I didn't need to watch this. I've lived it. And I was like, fuck, when I watched it, I was like, God damn, did I actually live through this? Like, it's very weird. Like, it's all happened 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And I'm like, I remember reading it. I told you. And it's just like, I don't remember it like I remember it differently. And I romanticized it more than I watching it live. And I see, like I told you, I say like, oh, Donald Trump took like Rob Ford's playbook and supersized it or did something about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the common man type of stuff. And like I said, the worst part like is the deregulation. Like that's an easy word for me to agree with. Like, you know what I mean? I want my business. Like I want you just said, our company is off air, I guess. Our company is expanding their grounds. You know what I mean? Like offices outside the property now, and they're using their space. Like, why would you have this green space? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta
Tear it down.
Regulation to have like green spaces on your property seems fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like to pave it all or whatever. But what if everybody just got to pave over everything? And then you get like New York City, where it's just like, we'll put the park in one big spot.
Concrete jungle.
Yeah, and that's fine. You'll get it. Progress. You have to do. There's a great compromise there, and then Central Park becomes what it is. And so that might be where you can point to it. But not all regulation needs to be washed out of the fucking water.
Yeah,
Right. Like there's
100%.
this documentary I saw with this fire. Like, I don't want to spoil for everybody, but it's this Greenfield Tower in Britain, and a lot, like, they show these politicians that at the time, deregulation. This was even before Rob Ford, like what, around the same time. Deregulations, like, show me the bodies where all these, we need these regulations to have happen. And then they show an instance, like, like, they have this thing happen where lots of people died, this whole tower goes up because this cladding was fucking basically put up with fire starter, and you could not put it out. And it's just like, and nobody was blamed. Everybody knew there was lots of reports this was fail. All things went through the water, but it's easy to have the starting point be the government say, you can only bring in one regulation if you promise to take two out, and that's so arbitrary.
Yeah.
Right?
How does that work?
You end up having a fire in a high rise.
Yeah,
right? Like,
exactly.
and I see, like, it's so easy to see now, but I'm with you. My blue collarness was that you fuck regulations. Get
Well, it is
government out of my
annoying.
life.
It is annoying.
I hear, but it's not all there. I find for the most, yes. And then I want to be on your side, or a side that says fucking, yeah, people that are in love with regulations are ruining our society. They're fucking stifling progress.
Yes.
Yes, and then then you can fucking show them where their bodies are, and they're nowhere to be found. These people make these decisions are never liable. They're all part of a huge, or either in government or in multinational corporations that get to pass the buck.
WSIB.
Well, yeah. So do you like the concept of WSIB or
I
not?
like the concept.
Yeah, I think we'd be fucked without it.
100%. But I also think humans be humans and they overstep and overreach.
Of course, but I think so I'd rather live in a world where they exist than they don't.
But then
Because
we end up in a situation where Canada's in when you have a Donald Trump come over and say, yeah, we'll put tariffs on everything. And then you have no self-sufficient economy because your regulation takes you 30 years to build a pipeline that makes sense. Granted, there are other issues around it. It makes sense, and now you're screwed and you're scrambling, running to the other side of the world saying, hey, buddy, be friends with me, help me out here.
yeah, but that's okay. So this is the part where your idea of a monarchy is a good thing because he is abusing the power.
For sure.
Like,
He's
he should be
His pendulum is too much on the other side,
No,
and
but
we
yeah-
were too much on the opposite
Yes,
side.
but that's fine. That's, like I've always said, like, bring the fucking wrecking ball and we'll, like, find up in the middle.
Yeah.
If that's the end up the goal, it's not. It's not like if that's his intended consequences, then more power to him. I don't see him like that. Like, I just see him as a guy who needs to fucking be shown he needs a supreme leader tag. He's jonesing for that. He's
I
not
agree.
a quiet leader.
I agree. I think that he's very, a lot of his egotistical. It's all about him. Like, I've never seen a president address the media as much as he does.
But also,
He addresses the media walking to the helicopter, then walking from the helicopter to Air Force One. Then when he gets off Air Force One, he addresses the media. He comes to freaking the G7 summit. He addresses the media. Like, everything he does. You can see Donald Trump. He does a freaking private interview for Fox News like the next day. Like, this is what he does. Who's done that?
but I don't.
But-
Like, that's not
but-
the part I can't.
No, that shows who he is. He's very egotistical.
Yeah, but
that was
one
my
person
point.
making a decision isn't the way we work.
I agree, but that's why I said he's too egotistical. But at the same time, taking 8 years to approve a mine in Canada is absolutely ridiculous. If Donald Trump is the far side of that side, we're not much better being the far side of
You're
the
right.
opposite side just because it's more comfortable for us.
Just Brian, 1,000%. I agree with you. And then the grossness is that getting abused.
Yeah,
like, why
look
is
at
it
us
taking
now.
8 years for that fucking
Look at
mine?
us now.
I agree with you, and it needs to be
Scrambling.
okay. So I need to know. I recognize that. I see that, but just to arbitrary fucking be the boast. So that makes me even grosser. I don't admire him for being that other side of that 8-year
No.
fucking thing. Maybe it's needed to fucking to see us wake up to the fact that it shouldn't take that long to do that. And I don't know how to fix that. Like that's the
Well,
ultimate fucking big business is the government.
100%, but that might be a blessing for us. It might be a blessing to say, hey, you don't need to have a guy like that in power to affect change in your country. You don't want to be like the United States. So let's find our middle ground before we get to that far other side. Before we have a Donald Trump Canadian come over here and do the same thing.
I think that's how it's been perceived since. I think the old elbows up and the buy Canadian
Yeah, the
has been a little bit.
liberal conservative guy.
Yeah, no, I think it's been a little bit better since. I think it's leaned more towards what you're trying to say. And talking about the New York City socialist mayor and all that, it's like that's the pendulum going the other way on America.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want Donald Trump fucking in New York City, do you? Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't.
No,
Fucking
we're
they want
blue.
to. They're rebelling against
We're
it.
fucking blue, baby. That's
No,
what
it's
they
not
say.
just. See, that's where it's annoying.
That's what the Americans
No,
say.
I get it. I hear you, but that's not what I want to live. I'm not.
You
I'm
think
not signing off on that.
But that's how they feel.
I
New
hear
York
you.
will always be blue. California will always be. That's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, and then so, yeah, I don't. So that there's no. I would love a world where that's fixed,
Yeah.
right? And so then you get to this guy who's deep blue, right? And then so you're arguing between your blueness.
Yeah.
It's like fucking yeah, I like being blue, but I don't want to be that
Yeah,
blue.
yeah.
And then that's your bit of an 8-year fucking like. If a mine is being built by somebody who just wants to drill into the ground and has the money for it, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want at least a couple years. If you tell me now it's 8, and then how do we fix that? I'd rather have 8 than 0. I would
True.
like you know what I mean. I don't
agree.
want them cladding the building with fucking fire starter.
I agree.
Just because it's fucking like whatever the bottom line, and that was the whole grossness of Musk and all that kind of other shit. Like you know what I mean, like whatever, and it's just kind of all confusing. And then you get into this like the whole conversation about okay, we're not going to war, and now all of a sudden we're in war, and then you can justify it. And so I agree with you. But that's like so. Out of this whole minutes long conversation, we're still confused as fuck.
Yeah, I have no
This
idea.
is almost like
Yeah.
makes me want to disengage in it. Like I want to not enough to not. I want to know to have conversations about it, but I also get now my mind hurts.
It's good to
now
take
I'm
breaks.
sadder.
It's good to take breaks.
Yeah, you're right. So, but also to get to change it a little bit, and like we got it for this, it's like the confidence that Trump projects, like whatever, like so you would say like the bravado or the ego, whatever we're talking about. Is that like the ultimate example of something like that we can think of? Like you think of like a Shaq or a Kobe, like athletes. Like Shea has the ultimate confidence in himself, but he doesn't like he's not you know what I mean over the top with it.
Yeah.
Trump's over. Like is that so? Is that like do you admire that?
I don't know about admire, but I find it entertaining. I think I actually find his stuff entertaining.
So I would imagine your boys, you want them to have confidence, right? Like you, like it's great when Kai's nervous to go on the fucking roller coaster, and then by the end of the trip, he's wanting to go on the fucking roller coaster.
Yeah.
like that's you know more now a day later than you did when you first stared at it and were
Yep.
intimidated by it.
Yep.
And Sire's got it's
Too
so,
much.
What?
Too much.
So that's what I mean.
Too much.
Too much. What's worse? Is there
I don't
like
know.
I don't know. I'm asking you. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you more scared to what his lack of an inhibition does than you are of your wishfulness that Kai had none of it?
You know, I'm probably equally scared. I tell
That's
Kai
interesting.
all the time because I say, you're going to miss out on life. You're going to miss out on so many things just because of a thought
Yeah.
that you weren't able to get over.
Yeah.
So like we went to the mall for their birthday party. We went shopping. We said, you guys can buy whatever you want to go shopping. We'll go. For some reason, Kai thought in his head, I don't know where he got this from. Selena thinks it's because he saw on YouTube a lot of the jewelry store robberies, and we went to the jewelry
fuck.
store, and he just kept saying that he feels like he's gonna die. Wow. And I said, bro, you're in the mall. I said, you're not gonna die. I said, you're gonna miss out on this. Like, we're in the mall, for you guys, and you're gonna miss this whole opportunity feeling the way you feel because you think something's gonna happen, which is not likely. I mean, I don't want to tell him that there's a chance.
No.
Of course,
You don't have to backtrack.
You
No, I
step
get it.
outside.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
And then he comes out of it a little bit, but he still can't help it. And then Sire, on the other hand, is like, bro, like you gotta chill out. You're gonna go disappear and get kidnapped and get freaking trafficked to Mexico. So it's like it's so too. It's like the exact liberal conservative opposite ends that you don't want.
Yeah. So what's the? I see. So your like theoretical worry of Sire is that he's just going to put himself in a dangerous
like
position.
He's
No
reckless.
caution.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if that's. I'll give you a break.
He's
I think
smarter than that.
Yeah, I don't
but-
think. I think lack of inhibition and not being cautious are two different things.
Yep.
Like I don't think he's the type of person to want to hurt himself.
No,
like
he
he's
doesn't
not
want- no.
reckless abandon.
No, I wouldn't say he's
Like
reckless.
it's just more confidence in the situation. I see.
Yeah.
Like I would wish, I get your point. It's like I wish I could just take a little bit of that out of you and give it to him, and a little bit more what you got, and just like be worried. Is this person really who they say they are?
Yes.
Like so that's the ultimate. Yeah, you don't want to just be so safe. You're locked up in your online world.
Yep.
And in a way, that's what I mean. Like if I could summarize some of it, like how like we see Kai, he's just like he's just like wrapped up in his games, wrapped up in his fucking.
he likes to just be in a safe spot.
You can see that, and that's great. And then where Steyer is just like ready for that challenge.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't. This is what the beauty of watching him play the piano. It's just not. It's not like he's not willing to take on a challenge, and it's not like he's not willing to do the be like succeed in that challenge.
Yeah.
It's just not his like go-to move.
Absolutely.
Like he doesn't want to be. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't want to be the face of the fucking team.
Yeah.
Right. But sometimes wanting to be the face of the team is gross.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Like for Sire, I want him to be that. You know what I mean? That the guy that people look up to. You know what I mean? And not want to be like fuck it. You don't want to see the things that like from people from our work that I just don't like they just want power for power's sake.
Oh god,
like
so
Sire
annoying.
wants to succeed for succession, like to succeed,
Yeah.
like to be a winner, not because he needs it for his ego.
That's
like
true.
I don't see him ego driven.
That's true. I
Right?
agree with that.
Then like the Trump confidence is more of like an ego driven thing.
Yeah.
I don't know when that or if that ever changes.
Has Trump ever changed?
No, but will Sire ever change? Like, will Sire ever become like he's in high school? You know what I mean, or
It
whatever.
depends
Like,
if people feed his ego like
yeah,
that.
like you're hearing your own bullshit too much.
Yeah.
like that's I can imagine that happens.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I
that's
don't-
terrible.
Yeah, like that's
is
where that
not
could
good.
lead. I don't know. Like that's up to you, right? Like you want him to think he's the best. I would imagine. I know you a lot. I could see that you aren't looking to fucking revolutionize, our company or do that. But you know what you can do better than almost everybody at our work.
Yep.
You could take even from us lower guys, fucking like I could do your job. Like Jay, why you complain? Like why are you complaining about that? Like look at those. They're way worse off than you. Like look at that. Your welder's fine. You know what I mean? It's better than a welder you had 20 years ago.
Yep.
Stop wishing you had this. Don't look for something to complain. I'm the person that when we have a conversation a lot of time, I can imagine you saying, "Why are you complaining about this?" And you can just say, "If I was him, I wouldn't be complaining about this." You are confident. You're not. You
I'm the
joke
best-
about your
I'm the
egotistical.
best welder in the world.
See, and you would do Ryan's job better than him.
Yeah, I
you
think so.
you could do. I'm not trying to knock you down in any of this. What I'm about to say. You think you can do Nicole's job? You know what I mean? Like if you were to succeed right now, she's better at it than you because she's
Yeah.
doing it.
And
But
she
you
has
can put yourself in
and
her.
she has a
sit-
memory.
yeah. Well, she's older than you too. So, but if you did it, you could see like, oh, I could. You're not saying, okay, let's take the word better out of it. I could do that job.
Okay.
I could do that job. You look at everybody's job and say, I could do that job.
Yes.
You can look at a CFO. You can look at the fucking HR guy and all their credentials and you go, I could do that job.
Or how can I do that job?
Yeah,
Yes.
how can I do that job? Without saying I'm going to be better than them.
100%.
Right? And the person that looks at everybody's job and say, I can be better than them, like is delusional. Your
yeah.
quiet confidence, nobody calls you quiet, but in this context,
I'm quiet. I'm very
in that
quiet.
in this way I'm trying to say is you are a quiet, confident person. That's how you are a good leader. You just say, listen, man, like, just do it. Like we were talking earlier, just like how these people learn to cut corners, not in a unsafe way. It's just like, just let it go. You're concentrating too much. Yeah, let it go. Like the thing that I got tripped on doing this job that I haven't done for fucking years, it's like, fuck, like I was trying to knock myself. It's like, why is this so frustrating and so hard? And then to let myself off the hook is just like, you haven't done anything different for 2 years.
Yeah.
And
You'd
it's,
basically be doing the same shit.
and it's like,
Different variations.
and so, but like, I love being in that pocket. Like my kindness comes in. Like I'm way more like kind like that. Like, give me something I know. And even when I'm ultimately frustrated in what I'm doing now, it's just like, you know what? Just give me another one now, next time, and it'll be so much more easier and enjoyable. That's a better term. I like it when my work is when I know when I'm confident in what I'm doing, it's more enjoyable. And so
Yeah.
when it's unknown, I really get into my kindness of it. I'm like, fuck, am I gonna die building this truck? Like not, what I mean? But like just to fucking put a boat, like to make it like so stressful. It's like like beat myself up. Why is this happening to me? Why is this doing? And not, it's so easy to fucking fuck the company. Why don't they have another fire truck ready to go? Why is this like this? Why did they change this? Why is this book twice as thick for this bullshit job compared to this other job? Just like fucking slow down, bro. Like I said to you before, as frustrated as I was over the last couple of days, I know I did my best.
Yeah.
I don't have to fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, I might be losing a step, or I might be, my memory, my knee, everything that you're complaining about, I'm dealing with fucking on a bigger scale. It's like, yeah, just give yourself a break. And so, it's hard. It's not like, I hate people that will just be like, hey, it is what it is. Nobody wants that. That's not good for anybody. I want you to be a little bit more, fuck, how could I have been better? And that's what I want for Sire. And that's what you see in Shea. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the greatest. But, how am I going to be, how much better could I be next year?
Yeah.
That's what I missed out of Kobe. I get why people love the Mamba mentality, and then they see that. Like, I just, if I hate Tracy
didn't get to
McGrady,
live
what,
it.
you know what I mean? Like, it's a common theme. You know what I mean? Like, I disrespect the stars of this era,
Yeah,
apparently.
jeez.
But
You've heard the stories, though.
I see it. Like the story, my favorite story of Kobe is how he acted in the '96 Dream Team fucking scenario. I haven't watched the documentary. I don't really care that much, but he was like the first one at practice. Like they were all treating it as a vacation to fucking Barcelona or wherever the fuck it was.
Yeah, he's like,
and
no.
he's like in the fucking gym at 5:30.
Yeah.
I know this is like, obviously people know this now or whatever, right? But that's the beginning of like, I can't not admire that.
I have to say my favorite story. There was a story, I forget which player it was. I'll say it quickly. He goes, yeah, he's like, I was on the Lakers and we were all going out for a drink. And I told Kobe, yeah, come out for a drink. And he said, if I go out for a drink with you tonight, we're going to work out tomorrow. And he's like, yeah, I'll make the deal, sure. And so they went out. Kobe went to the party. He didn't drink. And they were like chilling. They went out to the club. They were doing all this stuff. And they came back at like 2 a.m. or whatever. They went back to the hotel. And then he's like, he's just getting ready to bed. And he heard a knock on his door. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, there's Kobe. He's like, you made the deal. Let's go to the gym. And they went to the gym and they worked out the whole day. And Kobe was like, this is what you do.
How
This
do you
is
not
what
love
do.
that?
You can't.
I get it.
How do you do that over 20 years?
See, yeah, as far removed as I am from the story, I just I lean in more to the egotistical superstar of him.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm not even, it's not a Kobe fucking
Yeah.
thing here, but like it's just like I have to recognize that.
In general, you don't like the egotistical superstar.
And so but how at your best at describing him at his best is like, that's exactly what I would want for Sire.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I want for Pascal. That's exactly who I want for Mark Carney.
Yeah.
Even fucking like Trump and fucking the other people. Like the rest of it, all the other distractions and what I don't know is just like so much more confusing. And that's where the sports becomes black and white. And even in then, you don't understand why I don't understand about that of Kobe. Or see that. And I just don't, I'm not looking for it. Or I don't give it as much weight as I should. Like I said, like it's not a painful thing for me to do, to say, you know what? Yeah, I said all this shit about this guy, but in the Olympics, the Dream Team thing, he actually did do that.
Yeah.
It's like lean into that. Like have that be your Mamba man, you know what I mean? Like fucking mentality. And I recognize that. I recognize the influence of that, and like the people like Tatum. Like I said, Tatum's my example of something saying like that now. Like he's just undeniable as a
Yeah.
fucking person, but because he plays for Boston,
Fuck Boston.
yeah, see? And then I'm done. Right? Like then the narrative is totally changed.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if I can't admit to this person being a fucking, a good player. This is what we think about like Toronto. You couldn't say something good about it at all.
Yeah.
Until fucking, whatever, even when you win, just like, yeah, Durant got hurt. You know what I mean? That's the only reason. One of the worst ones is how the crowd reacted to where Durant got hurt.
Yeah.
And people think that we were just like mocking it and laughing at him. I'm watching Halliburton get hurt the exact same way, and the crowd still reacted
The same way, yeah.
But nobody fucking
They're like, thank God.
yeah, you're hurt. Yeah, or when you fall down, you laugh.
Yeah.
because you don't know it's a fucking season-ending.
Yeah, you
Achilles
don't know
tear.
how bad it is.
Yeah, but people hate Toronto so much that they were looking at like, look how shitty the crowd is.
Yeah.
like they fucking knocked them down. They're never going to live that down.
Look at did you see the draft?
I watched some of the draft.
Did you see how they drafted the guy and he's like
Oh, yeah,
shaking
yeah.
his head and he said, and then he was like, no, it was like, what the fuck? It wasn't like, fuck, I don't want to go to Toronto because he was like, yeah.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay,
he
so
was
I didn't
like-
know that part.
He was like, yo, is it like, they're like, oh, he's like, no, I was in disbelief because Toronto was the first team he worked out for. And then they started, then, Open Gym,
Yeah.
Bell's Open Gym, they sent out, they obviously this is to help save face,
Yeah.
but they were showing videos of him during the workout saying, he's like, yo, this is a team I would want to be on with Scotty Barnes and all this stuff. He's like, they have like the offensive part, and he's like, I want to be like that defensive part. And like all these things started coming out. When I saw it, and he's just like shaking his head, and he said, "Fuck," I was like, "This mother, like, what the fuck are you talking about?" But I still don't 100% believe.
I
But
don't believe it at all.
He was saying like.
So I
and
didn't know
then-
that part
and
of
then
it.
Bobby Webster, no, Masai was on the phone on the Open Gym, and he's like, or was it Bobby? One of the two. They're like, remember I told you at dinner, welcome to Toronto? He's like, yeah. He's like, so here you go. And like they had all this stuff before, but it's media.
So I think part of this is our like fragile ego that we want people to love us in here
Of course.
in Toronto.
How can you not?
But I recognized it. I gave it full thing. I don't even care. Excuse me. If he was upset about it, because I get it. It's
People
hard
can
to go,
want to
it's
go
hard
to
to go to
teams.
Quebec.
But I don't even think it's about, yeah.
Like if as an Ontario person,
Yeah.
going to Quebec is so foreign.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going from fucking like wherever he's from, fucking the south to fucking Toronto?
That's terrible.
Like they have zero idea.
Completely different thing.
Like it's no, like I don't
But he
wish
worked out here. He understands. He spent a couple days here.
he'll get over
It's
that.
not- yeah.
Like so I get it as an 18-year-old kid, 20-year-old, whatever he is. It's like, yeah, it's a bad look. Like
Yeah.
I don't want him to live in that look forever.
But you can't do that, man. Because
no, you shouldn't have done.
You don't.
It's bad.
I
No matter
remember-
even you saying however like compartment like it doesn't look like it. I don't believe that.
And his face didn't show it and
No.
all this stuff. Like
He did not want to
probably
come here.
But like, do you remember? There was years ago when Vancouver had a basketball team.
Yeah.
There's this basketball
Steve-
player, Steve Francis.
Yeah, I know
He was
the
one
whole-
of my favorite
yeah.
players because he was.
I hate him ever
was
since because of that draft.
I know, I get it. But he was amazing. Like he had handles. He was dunking on people. Like he was
Yeah.
gritty. He was like doing the things It was very egotistical. He had a lot of like personality problems, obviously, because he didn't want to go to
Yeah, but
Vancouver.
doesn't he have the right to decide?
No.
Yeah, I know.
You don't. You're a rookie. You had no choice. You got no choice. Prove yourself, then decide.
So in hockey, Eric Lindros talked his way out of being drafted by the fucking Canucks
Yeah.
or by the Nordiques. And in football, Eli Manning talked his way out of being drafted by
But was it in the same vein?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's just like Eli Manning, obviously, his dad, like they told, like San Diego Chargers had the first draft. Eli Manning is coming. He's like, don't draft me. I'm not playing for your team.
That's fair. I think that's fair. I think it's fair to say I don't want to be drafted by your team.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's fair for you to say I'm not playing for your team if I'm drafted.
That's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Okay, you can say it, but that's okay. Well, that's what Eli Manning did. He got,
Yeah.
and then they made a trade afterwards. Lindros, same thing. I'm not playing for your team. They drafted him, and then they traded him
I
for
think
fucking
that's
18
bullshit.
players.
But
yeah,
but these are generational people.
yeah, they are also bucking the system. It's like, how do you, in just your fucking their corporate system or fucking whatever, get to say I am? I'm
Not playing for you.
Yeah, like
Because I think I don't know, maybe it's me because I I feel like in sports, you got to earn your way to choose where you go. You don't
Yeah.
come in as a rookie and
But we're so ingrained in the
choose-
system.
Yeah, that's true. Like LeBron's never been traded, and despite how you feel about him, he earns his way to choose where he wants to go. Even Durant doesn't really choose. He does, but doesn't really choose where he goes.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'd rather accept it with Durant than fucking some
Than a
kid from
rookie.
South Carolina.
Absolutely, it doesn't make any
But
sense.
I get it. I get it. It's a bad look, but all you can say is just like this. This is what I say. When the Raptors eventually become good again, it'll be because of, you know what I mean? Like with building the system within.
Yeah,
It'd be like building that, you know what I mean? Like whole thing up.
I think that kid's here to stay.
We'll see. But listen, we got to get
I
out
do
of
have
here.
a question though.
What?
I have a question
Okay.
from Brenton.
Yes.
He said,
I don't know when he's
When
going to come
you
to
were-
paint my house.
well, it's about painting your house. Did you sand the walls? You painted before you painted, or you even primed it, or did you just paint over it?
So we haven't done the walls yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I had to sand a couple of spots that the paint came off of the drywall.
Yeah.
So I sanded just the areas that we had to sand. We're buying paint that has primer already in it. Her dad told us to buy paint
Yeah.
that has primer already in it. So
You and I can imagine that that's convenient,
yeah, I can imagine he says that's bullshit.
probably, but I'm buying
I'm
paint
buying the
with
paint
primer.
with Sorry, Brenton. So we're going to do that. We have done the ceiling. Brenton, I'll tell you, please, thank you. Questions from the audience. We've done the ceiling and we finished the baseboards and the trim around the windows. Now, this is fucking stupid. I have to get some stuff to get the tape. I left the tape on the windows too long.
Oh,
and
so-
the sun has fucking baked it on.
Oh no,
And-
Jay, you know this though.
I'm fixing. I'm not. Again, I'm a fucking slow learner. And we had LED lights
Yeah.
around the top of our fucking stupid bedroom because we're freaks.
Yeah.
And we had this thing. And
Bow,
they
bow,
left
bow, bow.
they left a residue, and so I have to fucking scrape all this shit off.
Oh, no.
So her dad told me to get some Varsol. I'm sure that's not even used now. This is like
What's
1980s
Varsol?
fucking, and scrape it off. So we are. Yeah. We won't. We might not even start painting the walls like this weekend.
Oh, okay.
We have some, but we have done all the doors and the trim. And done a couple of little coats,
The
extra
easy
things.
part now.
No, now there's a lot of taping going on. Oh man, this is a bad fucking look. So, yeah, please bring your other questions. So we're buying paint with primer in there.
Okay. Does that answer your question? I
hope
don't
so.
think he knows I'm going to answer. I was going to ask because he messaged me and said, ask Jay, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't even respond to the message. I read it and I was just like, yeah. And I just remembered when I picked up my phone. So I kept the chat open so I'd remember before we go.
Well, I got my ride coming, so if she's waiting for me, I'm going to be in big trouble. But before we get out of here, we are on a mini vacation. You got your birthday coming up on Monday. And
Yes,
everybody can fucking props to
yes,
fucking Bri for his
yes.
birthday. It's Canada Day on Tuesday, so we were both one of the fortunate ones to get our holidays in there.
We know how the system
early.
works.
We know how the system works. Age before beauty, baby.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's a little bit of a mini summer vacation.
Yes, sir.
So we hope everybody else is on their has their best coming for them for the next couple of days.
Yeah, and I hope the weather's great. And I want to thank you for listening to the
We
work-related
didn't
podcast.
even get into the fucking weather.
Oh, God. Monday, Tuesday? Jesus.
We'll see you guys next week and stay cool out there.